Good evening and welcome to another episode of Let's Talk. Tonight we have a very special guest. He has been my guest for some time also in the past, but he's now back in Dumaguete City and he's going to tell you some good news that is going to be, it's just a short number of days, but definitely a very significant one. We have with us, and it's my honor to have with us a national sports icon and the PBA legend himself, and the concurrent commissioner of the Philippine Sports Commission. We have Commissioner Ramon El Presidente Fernandez. So Ramon, good evening and welcome to Dumaguete City.
Thank you, Dok Dinno. Thank you again for the very warm welcome. As you know, Dumaguete, I consider as our second home already. No?
That's right.
We have so many friends here, so don't be surprised that I will be here very much often.
It so happens that very close kayo ni Mayor Remollo, sir, ni Mayor Ipe. So how come?
That's correct. Because I guess our common denominator is our love for sports, no?
That's right, sir.
Murag natural na nagka-amigo with me pagayo. We share the same vision for our kids, no? Getting them involved in sports, no? To live a disciplined, healthy lifestyle, no? So, dali namin nagka-amigo, we speak the same language.
Okay, that's very good to hear, sir. Tell us, sir, no? Why are you now in Dumaguete City and specifically with Mayor Remollo now in Dumaguete? What's the significance of your coming here in Dumaguete?
Well, I'd like to thank again Mayor Ipe and of course you, Doc, for the warm welcome, the usual warm welcome here again. So finally, I was able to convince our board, the PSC board, na mag-donate me og laptops to our SK.
Yes, sir.
Mga sangguniang kabataan nato din sa Dumaguete.
Yeah.
So I was able to secure 30 laptops that we are going to donate that they can make use of, no? Especially, alam naman, kay Bao naman tayo, during these times, laptop is very important tool already, no?
Correct.
Not only for their study needs, but also for research and all that, no? So we will be donating the Philippine Sports Commission. I'd like to thank Chairman Ramirez and other board members for approving the request of the SK. To ma-turn over tomorrow ang 30 laptops. And personally, nag-donate ko og 100 basketballs.
That's right, sir.
I was able to bring along my good friend Richard Lim. He is the president of the Karate Sports Federation Incorporated, the NSA for Karate Do here in the Philippines now.
Okay.
And nag-pool ang ilang mga atleta, ang members of the national team, karate national team, nagtabang sila, mag-donate sila og 500 face shields to the barangays also. No? So, tulo kabok ang among panghatag initially no? Sa SK nato og sa Dumaguete City.
Sir, would Dumaguete be your first stop? Are you doing other, like say, donations to other SKs elsewhere in the country?
Yes, there will be. In fact, I have requested already the PSC board because we also have a program na manghatag mi og mga sporting equipments to the different towns and areas. So since my oversight, I'm the oversight commissioner for the whole of the Visayas. I already requested several athletic equipments, different balls, and several other athletic equipments that I am going to distribute. Ginagmay lang, Doc, no? Especially during these times na COVID ni gamay ang budget sa PSC because gigamit sa national government
That's right,
to
sir.
fight COVID-19.
That's right.
So, pagtsagaan lang nato, no? We still have maybe close to 2 years, almost 2 years in office. So, we will schedule that mabisita nato ang mga different provinces or cities in the Visayas region for that.
Sir Mon, tell me, no, let's talk about why specifically mga SKs ang dinedonate na nyo ng mga laptops, and bakit nag-invest kayo sa and engage in investing in this SK projects and initiatives?
Well, kinsa may nagsulti adto nga the youth is our future, di ba? Pag-asa ng kabataan, ang pag-asa ng bayan nato, no?
That's right.
I think Jose Rizal was one of them, no? So this is in line also with our sports program, Dok Dinno, no?
Yes, sir.
I've always been pushing for an honest to goodness grassroots program, no? Because magsugod magyud ta sa atong mga kabataan, no?
Yes.
We invite them, we motivate them, we inspire them to play sports, no? We all know the importance of sports, especially for kids growing up, no? Dili lang sila malayo sa mga dautan nga bisyo.
That's right.
It will definitely keep them healthy. No? In fact, a lot of advantages, makatabang sa mga ginikanan, no? Mahimo silang mga scholars sa mga eskwelahan if they become good in their chosen athletic field, no? So I think for us to develop a good grassroots program, magsugod yun ta sa atong mga kabataan, mga batanon. So I think mas atong istoryahan ang atong mga SKs to help us in this, no, work together. So we now have, I started an advocacy hashtag Atletang Pilipino, no?
That's right.
This is really to motivate, inspire the short-term program, the short-term intention is to inspire our national athletes now who have qualified for the Tokyo Olympics next year.
That's right.
And all the other national team athletes who will be playing in the SEA Games next year, and the other athletes in general, the young athletes in general, to pick up a sport or two, no, when they're growing up. So the long-term target is to be able to provide talents for our national pool. So that's when they become 17, 18 or older, no? When they would be qualified to represent the country in international competitions. No?
Yes. Sir, given the fact that you said na 2 years na lang talaga yung, as Commissioner of PSC, no, so remaining, ano yung pinaka-trust and initiative mo in this next 2 years, sir? Considering also the pandemic, no, the situation.
Well, yeah. Basically, that one, really come up with a sports programs for our youth, no? Especially during this time, the pandemic, no?
That's right, sir.
Everybody has to keep themselves healthy. No, that's one good way of fighting off this virus, no? Stay healthy.
Yeah.
And of course, develop them into world-class athletes later on.
Okay. That's good to hear, sir. Sir, you've been back and forth Dumaguete City. Parang adopted son ka na ng Dumaguete. Alam mo na, paborito ka na ni Mayor Remollo. Do you think that Dumaguete City has a potential to become a major sports tourism hub in the country?
That's my plan. That's our plan with Mayor Remollo. Definitely. That's why we held already several sporting events here. You held several sporting events here. We've done Batang Pinoy here.
Right.
We had children's games here.
Yes.
And that's what we would like to continue, no?
Yes, yes, sir.
So, and I foresee in our next project next year, like what we did in 2017, nahulog lang because of COVID, yung PSC Visayas Games, no? Where
Correct.
we held the quarterly tournaments in 15 different sports, no?
Yes, yes.
Project that we'd like to continue, no? Keep our kids busy, hindi lang puro training and practices, but there should be quarterly competitions, no? It's through these competitions that will really improve their competencies, their skills, no? As athletes, no? Hindi lang puro training, practice, kinanglan doon ay competition. Because as they say, Dok Dinno,
Yes.
athletes are only as good as their competition, no?
Correct, correct.
So start them young, make them compete regularly every quarter. Kadtong mo improve ang taas. Let's come up with a program that we bring them to international level of competitions. No?
Yeah.
So that's the short term and the long term goal nato to keep this kids, the youth healthy. Una nga ang SK yun ang atong pangayuan ng tabang namin to help us in this our advocacy for sports development in the grassroots level.
Correct, sir. Now, given the demographic, given the facilities, sports facilities that we have here in Dumaguete City, and the plans of upgrading the same, sir, sa tingin mo, Sir Mon, ano yung mga pwedeng national or international sporting events that Dumaguete can, or Negros Oriental for that matter, can host, sir?
Well, there are several, no? As you might probably know already by now, there is now the Asian Beach Games, no?
Correct.
Mga beaches din mga nindot kayo.
Right.
We've participated in that. The Philippines has participated in that. There is this Asian Asian Indoor Games, no? Martial arts games, no? So taghan kayo, Dok Dinno, no?
Yeah.
So one of our goal also is to really to be able to set up different regional training centers.
That's right, sir. That's right. That's right.
Definitely, Dumaguete is going to be one, considering, especially with Mayor Felipe there as the city mayor.
Yes.
Ako, tabang para sa sports, and that's why we're planning to come up with maybe set up an aquatic sports center here. Now, ano kaya, windsurfing perhaps, even diving in the sea, the waters. No? Build some diving boards by the sea. No? So that way, we hit several birds with one stone. We are trying to develop coastal games, no? Mga open water swimming, no? By doing that, by teaching the kids to swim at a very young age, atong mabawasan atong mga disgrasya sa malumos, no? Drowning incidents sa mga shoreline communities, no?
Yeah.
So, but they have to be supervised by coaches, really. That's why now we have an ongoing project sa Philippine Sports Commission during the pandemic, the coaching certification program.
That's right.
No? So daghan ng mga, I think, mga taga Dumaguete, every town should at least have two. But there are several coaches already from each towns that have participated in that. But hopefully by December or January, in the Visayas region alone, we would have graduated about 2,000 coaches. No?
Wow.
So we would certify those coaches. No? Second portion of this certification program would be the sports-specific lessons. No? Ang initial portion is teaching them the sports sciences, nutrition of athletes, physiology, psychology, and all that. No? they have to pass the exams, and after that, they go now into the sport specific kung unsang nga sport ang ilang gusto na coach siya. No?
But given the situation, sir, sa pandemic, you're going to do all of this coaches training, officials training through Zoom. Is that what you're doing?
It is every batch we have about 100 participants. No, 2 from each municipality or city or province. No.
Okay.
What they have to do is just really to go to the city sports office and apply, and they can join the program. But that's going to be an ongoing program. No? That will not stop because mas importante sa good Dok Dinno,
Yes.
ma-raise nato ang level of competency sa atong mga coaches.
That's
Kay
right.
daghan kitang mga kabatanunan nga athletically gifted na dili matagaan og proper training when they're growing up.
That's right.
No? It's very important that we have these coaches to monitor them, to train them at these young ages para dili sila makadevelop og bad habits in this crucial age nila.
Yeah.
Right from the beginning, matudluan sila sa proper training, sa proper basic fundamentals of the sport that they choose, no?
Yeah.
So that's why yun ning giuna sa ang coaches certification program para standardize ang teaching nato tanan.
Okay. Sir Mon, could you give the province and the city a bird's eye view? How has this pandemic affected specifically yung PSC activities ninyo and programs?
Well, at the onset, we plan to send all our athletes that were billeted at the 3 facilities, Baguio, Field Sports in Pasig, and the Rizal Memorial Complex. Usa silang ipapauli sa ilang mga probinsya tanan, no?
Correct.
Especially that Rizal Memorial and Field Sport gigamit ang facilities doon for quarantine facilities, no? So we had to send them home, and well, most of them are training on their own through Zoom or virtual training, which we are monitoring. Still the same, na tanang mga NSAs, ang ilang mga national athletes, doon na sila monitoring system, and that they have to report to us, no?
Yeah.
Report to the PSC office kung unsa ilang ibuhat, unsa ilang schedule. The same thing, ilang what you call this, attendance mga training, what they're doing, because ang mga national coaches natin, they get allowances, they get their allowance from the PSC, right?
Yes.
One of the requirements is that they have to present their daily time record on what they're doing for them to be able to avail that. So that's being monitored. So continue lang gihapon sila. So we're really hoping mag-ease down na ng COVID, because we really have to start actual training already of our national athletes that have qualified for the Olympics. No? And we have about easily 6 already now, including the golfers and judo player, aside from the 4 that have qualified earlier. Napatay judo, si Kiyumi Watanabe, taga Japanese Cebuana.
Yeah.
And I think we have 2 golfers, si Bianca Pagdanganan and si Sasu. They have such a high ranking in their tour. So I believe qualified is sila doon, no? Dito. So we have at least 6 right now, but there are about 20 more athletes that are still have to go through the qualifying tournaments na postpone mangod. But hopefully starting mga January all the way to June, July, there are international qualifying tournaments na kinanglan sugod gani karong December, kailangan ma-prepare na yun nato, ma-train na nato in actual training yun in a virtual. That's why we're looking for some facilities all over para matrain nato ang mga atleta nato to prepare for the qualifying tournaments to be able for them to be able to qualify for the Olympics. This is a very good chance for us. We have a very good chance of getting multiple medals, Dok Dinno, itong sunod natong next Olympics, no? Because like Heidelin Diaz, although she still has to qualify, silver naman siya in the last Olympics, no? Our two boxers and maybe two more. We have skateboarding, we have judo, and several other sports, karate, taekwondo, na they have won, especially the 4 qualifiers. Because ang makontra, these 4 qualifiers of our right now, ang ilang makontra, ang ilang makalaban, they will be playing against the same guys that they are competing right now, no? Okay. And they have won world championships. That's why nag-qualify sila. So we really have a good chance of getting several medals in the Olympic. I just hope that finally in our lifetime makakita tayo gold medal in the Olympics, no?
With you as commissioner at the helm, sir, that would be a good that would be a good reckoning point for your answer, no? Anyway, sir, for the past 2 years, 2017 and 2018, Dumaguete City has been recognized as the local government unit sports tourism organizer of the year. Now, come December 10, Mayor Remollo again will be accorded, and the city will be recognized again as the LGU Sports Organizer of the Year by the Philippine Sports Tourism Award, no? And so three straight years to answer, and Hall of Fame na yung Dumaguete City when it comes to local government unit sports tourism organizer of the year. Now, what do these awards mean for Dumaguete City as far as you're concerned, sir?
Well, it proves to everybody that it has a very good sports program, no? Not every city or municipality or province is accorded those awards, no? So, but Dumaguete has always been a sporting city since time immemorial, no?
That's right, sir.
Way back I can remember. That's why precisely Dumaguete City has a special place in our hearts, even in the Philippine Sports Commission, because if you know, si Chairman Butch Ramirez is originally from Ginholngan. No?
Yeah, that's right, sir. Oh, tama. Oh, he's from
I might as well announce also now na doon na may usa ka boxing ring na i-donate sa Ginholngan kay mao to request ni Mayor, no? I believe pariente ni Mayor Epe ang mayor sa dito, no?
That's right, sir.
So we have a boxing ring coming for them. Hopefully, ma-arrange na namo ang delivery for that within the year. No?
That's right.
So we also have a very good boxing program in Cebu Province, which will include also the Region 7 already. So yeah, it would be natural for Dumaguete really to be coveting those sports awards, no? A city that's involved with sport, no? That's right there and then when you say a city with a good sporting program, makakita ka dayon kung asa ang heart sa mga leaders sa city, no? It's for the youth, sa kabataan, for a healthy citizenry, no? Away from drugs and all that, no? Keeping the citizens healthy, no? That's the kuan gid dayon ang maisip nimo, mauna-unahan nimo kung involve ang leadership sa city sa sports, no?
Yeah.
So it's very healthy, and we know very well that sports unites people, no?
That's right.
It encompasses tanang mga gubot. It unites everybody.
Sabi nga ni Mayor Remollo, it's the great equalizer. Eh. Walang mayaman, walang mahirap sa sports. Eh. Sir, do you see a time where Dumaguete City, with all the initiatives being done by Mayor Remollo, together with the assistance of you and PSC, do you see a time that not just as an organizer of sports, but basically as a sports destination, similar to what's recognized in Subic and Clark? Do you see a time where Dumaguete might become the sports destination as well?
Yes, definitely. And it has started. I believe it has started, no? In fact, supposed to be, kung walang mag-COVID, do not tayo the ASEAN Games was supposed to be held here, right?
That's
no?
right, sir. That's right.
I don't have to I don't have to say more to prove that you have become indeed a sporting capital of this part of the country, no? So daghan pa unta na.
That's right.
Supposed to be dinami allocation sad para tabang mga 25 million, I think, yeah, para itabang dito sa Olympic pool na buhaton unta sa may reclamation area, no?
That's
to
right.
be used
Yeah.
to be used for the ASEAN Games, no?
That's right.
So what to Malaos, but so we'll just have to, go towards that direction, no?
That's right.
Little. We have to develop the facilities,
Yeah.
really, to become international standards. So sayo na kayo pag-invite or
Yes.
organize international events here. No? You have already a nice beach volleyball court by the boulevard, so it needs to be improved further, of course. So maura na ang amo lang suggestion gyud na just in case magbuhat mo og mga sports facilities, make sure that you invite us.
Yeah.
Para mag-guide muna mo, para masunod nato na ang atong buhaton mga international standards and specification.
Yes.
Para magamit nato sa mga official tournaments in the different sports that we are going to hold.
That's right. That's right. That's correct, sir. It's supposed to be November. This November yung ASEAN School Youth Games. We were preparing since last year. In fact, I'm part of the organizing group also together with Mayor Remollo. We were sent to Indonesia and we bidded there. And luckily, we were able to win the bid. And it was supposed to be in November. Luckily, and fortunate as well, Thailand was supposed to host it November of next year. But what happened was that since it was postponed here in the Philippines, they gave in, and we will be hosting the ASEAN Youth Games come November of 2021. So
that's very
tuloy pa rin, sir. Tuloy pa rin, Sir Mon, and definitely we're hoping that the pandemic, these conditions will improve, and we'll be able to realize one of the big sporting event that will be held here in Dumaguete, which is the ASEAN Youth School Games. Na almost 10 ASEAN countries will be here, and for a 9-day event, sporting event.
Yeah, and that would involve how many persons, kids and participants?
More or less, mga 3,000 yan overall, no? Kasi each delegation will have about 250 people.
That's correct.
Yeah, 250.
So still, na move back lang, that would give the city also a chance to improve on the facilities, no?
That's right. That's right.
Give you guys more time.
Precisely.
Prepare the place for such an event in the ASEAN. So that's good to hear. So this is just a start. My coming over now is just a start, really. Moving forward to reconnect again that maulang gihapon ng atong programa, ang atong vision for the youth here in Dumaguete and Negros Oriental, and for the region nasad, no? Let's involve the kids in sports, no? So I'm very happy to hear that.
That's right, sir. Sir Mon, let's go back. No, you made mention about the Atletang Pinoy. No, this is an advocacy, a movement, or maybe an organization of yours. Maybe you can discuss further what this Atletang Pinoy is all about, really, so that the public will know.
Yeah, this is now done in our private capacity, no? Not as a PSC commissioner, but I have so many friends. One, of course, is Mayor Felipe and several others. We just spoken to Mr. Hans C. and several sports stakeholders, no? That I told them about my advocacy, the program that I would like to do, no? In support of sports, in support of PSC. It's more of a lateral program para ma-strengthen yung programs at sa PSC, no? So we will continue working on that, refine on it, and hopefully mabuhat na to usab tong Visayas Games. No, where we hold competitions every quarter, and we have a national, an annual championships for all the winners in the 3 quarters. So we'd like to continue that, and we share the same vision. No? Not only that, since we will be dealing with the LGU, the mayors and the governors and the congressmen, we can also rally behind them or encourage them, especially the congressmen, no, to help us initiate mga legislative agendas para ma-improve, para ma-encourage ang mga mayors, especially the city mayors, no, and the provinces, to come up with their own sports development program. No? You don't have to start big, no? Like what we always encourage or suggest to the mayors. You can start with 5 sports. No? It's depende sa kadato sa syudad. No? Some cities can afford to have 10 sports or even 15. So the smaller cities can start with 5 sports, and we would suggest that you start with Olympic sports, no? Individual weight category sports like boxing, the martial art, no? Ang weight sa mga magkalaban pare-pareho para fair, dili para sa basketball na kitang mga 6'3", 6'4", mo kontra o mga 6'8", 6'9", 7-footers, no? Watay daganan na. Pero kung pareho 55 kilogram na boxer or taekwondo or karate or weightlifting, no tay chance. No? So those are the qualifications na among isa-suggest sa sport. Na it's an Olympic sport, it's weight category, individual sports. No? We feel you have a very good program here of archery.
Correct.
No?
Sir.
Can improve on table tennis, no? Where you don't need height and heft, no?
That's right.
So, yun, makasugod lang sila 5 ka sports na. It will be very, well, physically advantageous for our kids, no? They study and play at the same time.
Okay. Sir, how optimistic are you given the fact that we are in this pandemic, this COVID-19 pandemic? How optimistic are you that the sports tourism industry in the country will not only recover but in fact flourish pa?
Well, I'm pretty sure about that, no? Na-doubt lang yun din because of the pandemic, no? Otherwise, I couldn't imagine kung unsa nakataas unta ang tourism arrivals, well, not only here in Dumaguete but in the entire country, in the other regions, no? So sayang yun tayo, but still, you know, God has other plans, I guess, no? Maybe to dukdok atong ulo, oy, somewhat change your ways too, and how you, especially you deal with the environment, how you take care of the environment. There are a lot of lessons that we have to learn, and
Yes.
we have to adjust, no?
Yes.
So, and improve on some more on what we kulang ang atong pagbuhat. So,
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure, given the time, hopefully, mugawas na ang vaccine, so
Yeah.
we can restart the machine rolling. No?
That's right. That's right. Anyway, Sir Mon, I'll give you time to express your final thoughts and message to the people of Negros and to the constituents of Mayor Felipe Remollo in Dumaguete City. Please, sir.
Yeah, thank you again, Dok Dinno, for this opportunity to converse with our mga kababayan din sa Negros Oriental, especially here in Dumaguete. I've always been, I started sports when I was maybe 5 years old up to now. My drive for my love for sports is still growing, and I'm very thankful that I was given the opportunity to serve our youth in my capacity as commissioner,
Yes.
to come up with programs. So that will not stop, Dok Dinno.
Yeah.
That will continue even after my term as a commissioner. In my private capacity, I've met and known several private companies, big companies that are supporting heavily sports also, and we share the same vision. No? So that will continue even after my term as commissioner of the PSC. So don't worry, ayaw mong kabalaka. Kay magsawa mo na ako, magsige kong balik-balik din sa inyo. So, I hope you just support our advocacy, ang Atletang Pilipino. #Atletang Pilipino. So, kadtong atong mga kabatanunan o kaigsuunan na sports lovers, labi na lang na sa social media, gamito ninyo ang #Atletang Pilipino. No? So we can motivate and inspire kaning atong short-term program for our Olympic qualifiers to be successful in their quest for athletic glory in Tokyo in 2021. Daghang kasalamat kayo, Dok Dinno, and don't worry, as I said, I'll be seeing you more often.
And that's good to hear, sir. Commissioner Mon Fernandez, maraming salamat for sharing your precious time with us tonight. It's quite an honor and a privilege to be talking to a basketball legend like you and a public servant like you with the Philippine Sports Commission. Sir, extend our regards to Sir Butch Ramirez, sir, and hope all well also. So
Thank you very much.
that's our show for tonight. I'm Dok Dinno. Be well.